All right, y'all. Welcome. It's Tuesday, and we're gonna get rolling here. We have kind of this final push on this every minute on the minute work. So if you've been here the last few weeks, you've been doing every minute on the minute a series of lifts, so deadlifts or a variation of squats. The intensity is relatively low, and there's way to change rude. There's ways to like adjust the intensity accordingly, but the goal is to have rest, right? So you do a bit of work, you have a bit of rest, and that's intentional. Okay, so we're kind of jumping ahead to the main working set here. The main working set is every minute on the minute. We're doing 8 of these, so 8 minutes total. And you're doing 5 thrusters. So you're doing all sorts of squats. If you need to remove the overhead element, that's fine. We could talk about different variations or varieties of squatting that you can do. Okay. So that's the main portion of the work. So kind of jump to the middle there. And then we have to start the whole thing, 3 times through 10 glute bridges, and then 5 push-ups into a down dog. So pretty simple, just to get the body moving, open the hips, add some rotation if you want it. And then we're going to finish, we'll do our every minute on the minute. Well, and then we're going to finish off with 3 times through 10% sideline clamshells, which we've done before, but I'll show you just in case. A few more push-ups here. So push-ups and dumbbell pull-through. So we'll talk about managing volume here, but the volume isn't extreme in terms of what we've done before. And I had unweighted W's or bent over W's. We've done some variations, a postural move, and you don't necessarily need weight. And if you have weights, very little ones are appropriate here. So sort of very straightforward today, nothing really big and fancy. So if you're ready, we're gonna start with some cat cows or continue drinking coffee. Then do you want
First, I'm always jealous of Coach Kirstie's coffee, so I brought coffee with me today.
I mean, coffee is necessary.
Now I feel a little pukey though.
I mean, it's not, I mean, depends. I feel like it depends on your stomach handles it, but for the most part,
There.
I don't drink coffee. This would not be very fun for anybody. Okay. Drink 10. Filling your spine. Move. Once you've completed 10 of these, you're probably ahead of me at this point, so that's okay. If you guys are moving a little past this, that's the line. You move into your bird dogs. These are going to be meant for some hip stability. We've been doing these for ages now. You get a little bored of these. We can extend opposite arm, opposite leg, and then bring them in, right, towards the opposite limbs, right? In which case you can kind of, you're welcome to kind of stay on one side for 5 and then switch. If you like the alternating, that's okay too. Okay.
Marco.
Polo.
No, I need to hear Maxine say it. Make sure she's alive down there. Marco.
I'm still alive.
Okay, just say polo. It's the game.
Polo.
Thank you.
That's not how you play the game, Maxine.
Look, we're looking for a safe return to sport and no setbacks, okay?
Safe returns.
Let's go ahead and get some 90-90s. So she's gonna go side to side. You can add to this if you'd like to.
Silent killer, so we just need noise.
I feel like Joseph is a silent killer. I feel like he wouldn't say anything. Doing a total of 10. After you have 10 of those sort of lateral or side to side pieces, come bang back to that tabletop. We'll get some rotation. This is going to be nice, big open chest. Use your hands to the ceiling. That reach through. Go as far as you'd like. We're going to repeat at least 2 more. You're welcome to do more than that if you'd like. And of course, switching sides. And you've completed your 3 to 5 reps. Be gentle with both directions. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue with the hips. So we're gonna either, right, go for, right, some whole body circles. So I'm gonna be in a tabletop position. And this is one of those things where this is not about rounding my spine. This is more just kind of about shifting to the left shoulder and hip, left hip, right shoulder. So not quite a square, but I'm sitting into my joints individually. This should be pretty gentle. I'm not looking for anything super extreme with this variation. You can alternate the direction of your circles here. We're just allowing your right and left sides to tell you what's going on. And in this case, or at least for me personally, my right and left hip to give me some feedback. Maybe a smoother circle, but we're still kind of hitting those corners of those joints. Do 3 per direction or 6 alternating is fine. Okay, so we're just kind of being a little gentle to start, seeing what's going on with the hips and maybe the shoulder for some of us, right? Once you've done your, you can call them hip circles, whole body circles, whatever you like to call them. You're gonna take a half kneeling position. So this is where one knee's on the ground, one, it's like you're taking a knee, basically. And so I have left leg in front, right leg is down. I'm squeezing my right butt cheek so that my hip comes forward because my hip tends to go backwards. So I'm kind of correcting for this by finding neutral. So my shoulder, my hip, and my knee are in a straight line. This is a stretch on in its own, but that's okay if you feel like you have room to lean and maintain this neutral position between the torso and your hip. And maybe we lean. If this is a 10 out of 10 stretch, maybe we don't lean. Okay, but if you have room, you lean. And then stretch the opposite hamstring. You're going to shift back, come back to neutral, send your butt behind you, and either reach to the floor, or if you have a sofa next to you, you can do the same thing. We're going to oscillate between these 2 positions. So neutral, maybe forward, and then back for the opposite. I bend this knee when I'm doing this. It's just a preference. You can straighten the leg if you are someone who chooses to do so, but I like this knee a little bent because it feels better for me. But there's nothing wrong with straightening that leg. Let's do at least 3 per side. And then we'll push switch. Getting as neutral as possible with the hip. Still want to stay braced. Again, leaning is going to be a bonus if you have the room. Go back to that opposite hamstring. Okay, hopefully work. Good. Okay. All right, sorry, Maxine, you're gonna stay down there for a while. We're gonna be down there for a bit. So let's kind of start our first piece. We have, actually maybe not, because you might elevate your hands. We're gonna start with glute bridges. Okay. We've done these for ages now. So you can pick a variation that you like. We are doing a total of 30. Not a huge amount, but enough. And you may add weight to these single leg variations if you get bored, but ultimately we're looking at squeezing your butt, bracing before you lift the hips. So it's not happening as you're doing it. It's already engaged, but abs engaged, then lift, right? Subtle, but it makes a difference. Come back down. We're doing 10 of these. Okay, so you can do any variation of a glute bridge you like, but I want 10 glute bridges. Our next movement will be a push-up or a push-up variation. So if you elevate that, you need a specific setup. We're going to kind of think about moving into that position next. And ultimately, we're looking for a push-up down dog. So just a nice stretch, hamstrings, shoulders, whatever else. You can add complexity by reaching for your opposite foot. So push-up's going to be either a full plank shape, knees, elevate the hands, all the normal scaling options, right? The down dog itself, right, is head through. If you want to add a reach, I like to go to my opposite foot, reach, right? That's an option, but the reaching is not required. We're going to repeat this for 5. Marco.
I gotta elevate these. My shoulders are
Totally fine. You can either go tabletop
not yet.
or you can go shoulder tap. So if you like tabletop, that's great. If you prefer like this guy, that's cool too. You can pick your poison there. Okay.
Yeah, it's first day back. We're just happy to see you and you're moving.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah. No, I think elevating is a great idea. Once you've done your 5 push-ups into a down dog, you've done your first round of part A, or the first portion of today's workout. You may continue with the remaining 2 at your own pace. Good. Reaching for your toes and that push-up down dog is a bonus. So that's kind of an add-on. It is not something you need to do. Yep. Nice work. Whether you're using your knees, elevating your hands, or doing a full plank for your push-up, just make sure your butt stays squeezed. If you're particularly, if push-ups are not a problem for you, which is fine, you can change your hand width, right? Narrow, wider, just change it up just for something different. You could also lean forward when you do your push-up or shift forward. I think I've demonstrated that before, but I can do that in a second. If it's hard enough, it's hard enough. It's fine. Good job, y'all. Push-ups look great.
And 5 is not too toey. We love it.
Yeah, 5 is a good amount. This is meant to be just a bit of
Wake up.
more of an activation than like a big working set. It's not really meant to be that big. And the down dog is for your well, as you know, hamstrings, shoulders, whatever you've got going on. You'll have a little bit of different sensation based on what your body's experiencing. Beautiful. We have a few more people, so the pacing here is going to be a little bit staggered. So if you finished, just hang tight. If you're working, don't feel like you have to rush. Okay. Just want to acknowledge the differences here. I'm going to talk about the main working set, if you will, next, and then we could talk about variations if we need to make adjustments. The last few weeks, we've been doing the every minute on the minute, and this is kind of the last one that we're going to be doing before switching into a different format. I understand some of us don't have the option to add weight. So in a traditional gym setting, I would just say add more. Most of us don't have that option, which is okay. So I've been adding complexity instead, because that's the next step, essentially. Last week, we did 1.5 front squats, okay? Front squats just means I carried 2 weights like this on my shoulders, okay? You can carry a goblet like this if you have one, a little heavier one. Even a kettlebell works here. So we've been doing 1.5 reps. So squatting down, halfway up, squat back down. We did that 5 times on the minute. So that's one option, right? So just bringing it back to the squat row, moving the overhead piece. However, if possible, okay, we're going to go ahead and squat and then press overhead. So the first thing we need to check is, can we press overhead, right? That's kind of step 1. I know y'all can squat. So I'm going to kneel. You can stand for this. What we want to check first and foremost is with the weights that you have, or the weights you'd like to try, that you can, one at a time, we'll take turns here, that you can press the weight over your head and hopefully maybe have bicep next to the ears without any change of the back and rib cage position. Okay, and that's a no, that's okay. If we have different weights for different arms, that's okay. But acknowledging if there's a difference or a weight that one arm can do and not the other, we want to make sure they can both do it. Okay, that's a key here. For the thruster itself, I'll do my best to stay in camera because this is a hard one without a bigger room. So I have my weight on my shoulders with my front squat. I'm squatting down to hip crease below parallel if I can, and then pressing overhead. I can't see dumbbells, but they're over my head, I promise. And then back down, right? Squatting, squat, press 2, squat, press 3, so on and so forth. And we're doing 5 of those on the minute. If the weights are really light, you don't have a ton of options. You can do up to 8 reps, but keep in mind you're doing 8 minutes of this. So 8 times 8 is 64. You know, just keep that in mind before adding volume. Or if my math is wrong, 8 times 8, whatever that is, all right? So consider your total volume when you're choosing your weights. Okay. Before we start, let's just do 1 or 2 thrusters with the weight that you have. If you're holding a goblet, that's okay, right? It's probably not going to go quite as high. We can go single arm. That's cool. I'm into that, right? Any variation you can play with. Let's do 1 or 2 reps.
Going baby weights.
Baby weights. That's great. You can even, all joking aside, just lift your hands above your head. So it could just be here to here, right? You don't have to grab anything. Sometimes grabbing can be helpful. Not always, but
If you have no weight, you have to do jazz hands.
obviously. Okay, my friends, I'm going to get that clock rolling, okay? If you're running a clock on your own, fine. I will say for anyone running a traditional clock, so just like a, regular timer, when you're doing on the minute work, you end on the minute prior. So you start at 0, end at 7, because you start at minute 0, right? If you're starting at minute 1, no problem. Okay, we're starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, a 5 feels kind of easy. Maybe we want to do more, maybe 8. Okay. Nice. Good work. You can't try and make that one motion. So we're not stopping at the hip. We're just passing through into an overhead press. Yeah, there we go. Good. So it's not squat, pause, press. It's squat, press. No pause. Okay, my friends, you have 10 seconds till minute 2. That's 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. There we go. Nice and smooth. Good. Excellent. You guys doing at what? 25, 30 seconds a piece? That's a good amount. Gives you about 30 seconds of rest.
Feels easy now, but I bet at number 7 it's gonna be like, ugh.
I think a little bit. It depends on the weights you have available, honestly, with this one, and that's okay. We're just getting one smooth motion up and down. Starting in 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. Drop. For anyone who feels so inclined, you could do a squat clean thruster if anyone's curious. You can look it up. We won't go over it today. But if you're feeling a little like, I could do more, do that instead. That'll add more to it. Okay, my friends, 10 seconds. Going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Minute 4. You might get a slightly higher heart rate on this versus a traditional, I would say, squat or deadlift variation. Good. Ready to just lay down.
We see you.
Look, don't let me stop you. It is your workout. I like it. I like your version of
Hey, you rest the way you want to rest for your.
5. 3, 2, 1, and go. She just just laid back. Yes, to that, by the way. I like the resting. Resting is good. You're on your 5th set, 5 of 8. Okay. Good. Your signs of life. You're gonna get a guest. He's wearing a bathrobe though, so it's lovely.
Oh, no cozy today? Comfy, whatever those things are called. Oh, and a kitty.
3, 2, 1, and go. Yes, there's a kitten, but she's
Kitty.
being bribed. So don't fool yourself. This is not. I will say, Joseph, I'm disappointed the lacks of Min being crossing the camera repeatedly.
Is she doing that, Kirstie?
No.
Oh my God, yesterday was Max day at yoga. Max would not go to his side.
Aw.
I feel like Max would be good for yoga day. Min would be good for workout day because I feel like I get the impression that their energy levels vary.
He's gotten needier in his old age.
Yeah. I think he's good for yoga day. He can do Shavasana. He's like, I got this. I could sleep. I got this. All right, my friends, you have 10 seconds.
Is this 6 or 7, Coach?
This will be 7.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, and go. Don't mess with it.
Why is biscotti in a cone?
She's got cat acne. And she's scratched.
Oh,
So she's in her little blue flower, and it's getting better, but she was just scratched.
okay. Poor baby.
So she has chin wipes now.
Little Stridex pads.
Friends, your final 5 thrusters of the day in 3, 2, 1, and go. Out of reach, Dad. There you go. Nice push. Good. Well deserved. Take a break when you're done. All right. Yeah. Well, I was going to demonstrate, but I might have to demonstrate somewhere else. But that's okay. It's worth it. Okay, my friends, good work. So the bulk of the work is done. Okay, we've done some on the minute lifting, which, like I said, will be the final week of this or time of this variation for a while. But what I will say, it's a very efficient method of lifting weights. So if you tend to dawdle and you have 15 minutes, you can make that a 10-minute AMRAP, or sorry, 10-minute EMOM. You still get a decent workout, right? And you can manage your volume very easily, which is quite nice. So ultimately here, the final piece, and we might end a little bit early today because today's been pretty simple and you guys are flying through this, which is great. Is 3 times through, 10 per side sideline clamshells. Meg has a band around her knees, which is great. If you want to feel like a mermaid, that's wonderful. If you don't, that's fine. I don't have a band available, so I don't use one. This is an exercise in which let's see if I can do this without killing the cat here. So essentially, I'm in kind of a side lying shape, right? My hips are in line with, or a little behind my shoulders. And I'm going to push down on this knee. So the bottom knee is going to push down and this knee just might come up. That's less important. If you have a band, you're pushing against that band. So as I push this knee down, that same hip comes forward. That knee just tends to come up. So really big activation on my right lateral hip and glute, and then back. Right. And we're doing 10 per side. Okay. You can turn away from the camera if we need to do so. We have more push-ups. In this case, same thing, five reps again. But after each rep, you're going to pull an object. Now, I said dumbbell, you can grab something else. That's not critical what it is, but essentially you're picking one hand off the ground and moving something. See, there we go. There's a kitty. That's better. All is good. So after my push-up, right, my object can be to the side of me, right? Too bad I can't pick up my cat. She wouldn't go for it. But after I do my push-up, I'll use my knees here. Okay. I'm going to grab across and move my object, push up. So instead of going into a down dog, we're just moving something side to side. So we're kind of combining our plank push-throughs and a push-up. I'm in. And then finally, okay, we have our unweighted or weighted in some cases, W's. This is really just about upper back, thoracic movement and mobility. So what I'm looking for here is a bent over position. So a little bit of forward bleeding position where I'm just kind of forward, right? So I'm not standing up. I'm going to pull my elbows behind me. When I do so, I'm not letting my shoulders collapse forward as I do so. So wherever your elbows end up, that's fine. You can then take the top of your hand, move that towards the ceiling, right? You can reach overhead, although that's not required, and then back down, okay? So I'm not rotating forward, right? And we're doing 8 of these. Hence the weights, if you have them, being very light, right? So this is just sort of a postural piece, essentially. I think they're quite sneaky. They're not hard. What was that?
It's a posh girl piece.
That you could be posh if you want.
You said. I was like, I've never heard that before.
Postural,
Oh,
whatever. Yeah, it's good for your posture. And it's also just generally good for everyone who's hunched over like myself. So when you're ready, you may start. 10 per side. You can substitute this for a side plank, by the way. So if the clamshell element, the pushing down with the knee is not great, a side plank is optional. Yep. As you push that bottom knee down, get that yoga mat. As you push the bottom knee down, you're bringing that hip forward. Right. Good. After your 10 per side, it'll take a while, so take your time. You're doing your 5 push-ups. After each push-up, you're moving the dumbbell across your body. I don't want to start over. She knows you're there. Joseph, do Maximin like yoga mats as much as she likes yoga mats?
Yes.
She's like, it must be a textural thing. They'll be like, ooh, I can. What do you think? Luckily, this one's it's a little older, so I'm not quite as precious with it, but. Nice job. Let me know if you have questions about the W things. It's weird, right? But you're just kind of really trying to flex the back. right? Right, being really kind of almost obtuse about that postural position. Again, if you want to add a little weight, can of beans here are fine. And if it helps to be hinged, that's fine as well.
Why is it always beans?
Soup, 15 ounces, standard can. I don't know. A pantry.
Garbanzo beans.
It doesn't have to be a specific kind of bean, as long as the volume is the same. About a pound is fine.
Beans are sold by weight, Nikki, not cannellini. 15 ounces of cannellinis is the same as 15 ounces of kidneys or chickpeas.
15 ounces is 15 ounces.
You
Cannellini beans do taste better, but
Dr. Google Esquire.
Don't listen to Dr. Google Esquire.
I don't know. Dr. Google got your diagnosis the same as your doctor said.
yeah, that
Months. Jesus.
that's think dumb luck. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Believe me.
Never Google your symptoms. That's a terrible idea.
It is.
Just have friends who work in the ER and text them. That's what I do.
ChatGPT couldn't do the math for adding up yards in the swim workout, which I found to be really funny.
I mean, but it's very convincing.
Those M dashes.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't want to.
So, Nikki, when I had lunch with Chris, or coffee with Chris, he told me when he did Worlds, they gave him access to this free AI-powered coaching app. And he was like, this is the coach. He's like, I'm going to see and compare. Freaking ran him into the ground. He got injured. He was like, I could not even believe it. And I was like, so you're not using it anymore? He goes, no. But like, yeah.
So it's Caesar.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
Death by volume.
It just didn't adjust for anything. Give you the last set of W's. You brought up AI coaching, Nikki. So I was just out that TriDot, it hasn't been officially announced except to coaches, but TriDot and Ironman are no longer working together.
Wow, really?
Yep. And TriDot took all the coaching education and is starting its own thing. And wants to charge us $700 again. I was like, nope, didn't want to be with you in the first place. But anyway.
God. Unicorn thieves.
Pretty pissed about it. But you know what that means? The unicorn suit can go back to Ironman races.
That's true.
I feel like you just put it like a TMT
Yes, it's getting a TMT decal.
jersey
It
logo.
needs a tattoo.
Oh my God. Yes. The TMT print in a unicorn suit.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Some
Right?
company does
serious
that.
custom shit there. But
That needs to happen.
I was just thinking about the logo on the chest.
No, full, like the whole thing.
Okay, money bags.
Good for that.
We can do that as long as you pay for it, and we'll put your lawyer name on the bottom.
Yeah.
I was thinking craft and sewing and knitting project.
There we go. Arisa's in for it.
Okay.
The knitter.
I'm not knitting that.
We'll get Alex Goldman and Elizabeth to make it because they are so
Yeah, they're.
Where's the tiny unicorn you made?
Oh, I think I gave it. Did we give that to someone?
Kirstie knitted a unicorn at one point, but it was like a little tiny kit. It was like a mini one.
It was like the size of the top of your thumb. I was desperate, guys. I needed to knit. I needed to do something. And I baked too many cakes, and Nikki was upset with me, so I had to do something else. So I knit a tiny unicorn instead. We'll still have the kit, though. I could probably make another one. Okay, we are exceedingly early, but I think again, you guys did a great job of moving through lots of stuff
May
today.
I just point out that we talked for 7 minutes today and not 22. So that could be part of the delta. Just saying.
You could also just acknowledge that we finished early and not mention the delta. That makes us look worse if we make it look better.
Oh, efficient, damn it.
I feel like whenever Elizabeth's empty square shows up, we're like, shit, okay, we've got 5 minutes, go.
Fucking around.
Basically. Cool. How do the thrusters feel? All joking aside, were they reasonable or are they kind of either easier or harder than you thought?
I'm going to tell you tomorrow or Thursday because last week the freaking
Hollow rocks?
the hollow rocks were like, oh, I can do these. And then Wednesday I was a bit sore and was swimming and I definitely could feel it while swimming. And then Thursday I had to roll onto my side to get out of bed. There was no sitting up. It was like, oh.
Yeah. It's like being pregnant again. It's like, nope, can't sit up. Have to go to the side.
Core was so engaged that I could not engage it any further.
Well, that's good to know. I'll be doing more of that then.
Great. Can't wait.
You're welcome. Taste of your own medicine, coach. I'm kidding. Beautiful work. We have 10 minutes. If y'all want to stretch, we can chat. If you want an extra 10 minutes on your day, I wish you a lovely Tuesday. I'm also open to doing any extra with the additional stretching or addressing potentially any, I don't know, pain points you've been having.
Oh, Joseph left. I was just going to say, did anybody else get their save the date yesterday?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We are seeing.
I'm going to need a place to sleep.
You can stay here, Meg.
Legolas is waiting for you.
I promptly thanked Elizabeth for not getting
Making
married
sure I
on that
didn't-
California weekend. Not missing rates for another wedding.
Kona
Oh
week.
my gosh. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
I mean, they would know better than doing it on
Yeah.
Ironman in California Day.
Oh, yeah. But I noticed that it's exactly, what is it? The anniversary of their first date.
Probably on purpose.
Very cute. Yeah.
Is their first hookup.
Oh.
That tracks more than
When
their
did we
first
go on
date.
that bike ride?
It was the date that was on their little, our history and
Oh,
the little text chain that they had.
That was really cute.
That was really cute. Yeah. So, and I noticed the date on that, and then it's just like, oh, it's the first, and the fourth falls